Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening. We're continuing here in the PELE YOETZ. We're talking about Ahavas Bonim uBanois, the love that one has for their children. And we're speaking about the healthy balance between love and the discipline that is necessary for a child to be able to stay in the right path. And the PELE YOETZ left off yesterday that you have to know the age of your child and what is, we'll call it age appropriate in the world of discipline, and how you should prod them along and help them in the path in life. And he says that in their youth, you have to know that there's a lot of foolishness and silliness that children have. And you just have to let it slide. Children are silly. They're funny. They're immature. They do things. And therefore he writes, says the PELE YOETZ, don't take the shevet musa yachikenu mimenu, as it says in Mishlei, the staff of discipline, which means a patch and the like, keep it away from that child, because he's not going to be able to handle what you're doing. A father has to be very careful not to be cruel to his child. And he should never hit a child bekas when he's angry. A very cruel and harsh hitting or beating, God forbid. Now, this is a major discussion in the world today. Should a parent hit their child? Should they not hit their child? Should they reprimand them seriously and harshly for things? Should they not? I don't want to go into all of the details of this question. In the days of the PELE YOETZ, apparently it was not abnormal. It was the norm for a parent to, upon occasion, strike their child if it was necessary. A patch, a little hit, in order to redirect them on their path. But says the PELE YOETZ, even if a parent's going to do that, chas v'shalom, God forbid, it can never be done when it's coming when it's coming from the anger and the frustration that the parent has towards the child, because if they are in a state of anger, they're going to give a harsh, painful hit that is not the appropriate thing to do. Rak benachas yina'aleinu. Rather, you bring it upon your child benachas, peacefully. Uberachamim, with mercy, yakenu ala raglayim. Just hit them a little lightly on the legs. Not in a place where you can actually make a blemish on them. Never chas v'shol hit a child in a place where you're going to be able to see a bruise, where there's going to be a blemish that's on them. You give them a light tap on the legs, says the PELE YOETZ, just to let them know that Tati and Mami, Ab and Ima, Daddy and Mami are not, we don't approve of the behavior that you have right now, whether it is the way you're treating your siblings, whether it is the inappropriate behavior at the table, whether it is the call that we get from a teacher who's talking about your misbehavior inside the classroom itself, whether it's the lying that is going on, the deceit that a child has. However, warns the PELE YOETZ, children are children, and they are foolish in nature, and they are very silly sometimes, and they're immature, and they're just children, and therefore be understanding of the fact that they are a child. And if a parent raises a hand or their voice in kas, in anger at a child, you're doing such a disservice to your child, because you're going to pain them physically and emotionally. A child senses the anger of the parent. He knows when the parent is frustrated and angry with them, and he sees the parent acting like a child themselves when they are. The knee-jerk reaction is a patch, is a hit, is a scream, is a yell, is a punishment, is a consequence right away. Parents, we have to be adults. We can't be children. We have to be mature. We cannot be immature. We have to be in control of our midos, of our character traits, of our anger, of our frustration, of our impatience. We can't let these terrible traits be in control of us, because then we go down to the level of an immature child and we act as such, and we are doing worse harm than good by disciplining and reprimanding and trying to criticize or direct or critique our children under those circumstances. Says the PELE YOETZ, how dare you, as a parent, react out of kas, out of anger. If you love your child, you're acting out of ava, out of love, because you want your child to have the best shot at being a mensch in this world. You want your child to have the best midos. You want them to be able to overcome their challenges in life and rise to the occasion. You want them to see the beauty of Yiddishkeit, of Torah, and of mitzvahs, and say, wow, it's so good to be a Jew, it's so good to be frum, it's so good to have all of these wonderful aspects of my life. If they see you getting angry and acting small and immature, then it already begins to go into their mind. So that's what it means to be a Yid. That's what it means to be so frum. That's what it means to go to davening 3 times a day. That's what it means to learn. That's what it means. You just come home and you get angry and you scream and you yell at your children and you let out your frustration on them. So therefore a parent has to, as we mentioned yesterday, has to continually be working on themselves. They have to overcome the lowly traits that all of us are struggling with and battling with. And we have to go to a higher madrega, a higher level in which, even if it is appropriate and the right thing to discipline our children, and even if, let's just say for argument's sake, there would be cause to give a patch, to give a little bit of a strike on the legs, as the PELE YOETZ is saying to one of the children because of their behavior, it can only come with rachamim, with mercy, with ahava, with love, and with peace and tranquility while you're doing it, because you're showing your child, I'm doing this because I love you, not because I'm angry at you, not because I hate you, not because I'm frustrated with you, but because I love you and I believe in you and I see your inner greatness and I want you to realize how special you are as well. Have a wonderful day.